Florida quarterback DJ Lagway in a walking boot. The season kicks off a month from tomorrow. How concerned should we be? And Tony Barnhart, Mr. College Football, stops by. Locked On SEC starts right now.
You are Locked On SEC, your daily podcast on the Southeastern Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And what's up, everybody? Welcome into Locked On SEC. It's great to have you guys along on today's show. We'll get you caught up with the latest news going on around the conference. And like we said, Mr. College Football, Tony Barnhart, will stop by to talk all things SEC with us. I'm Chris Gordy. Thanks for making Locked On SEC your first listen every day. Shout out to our everydayers. We're free and available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, covering your team every day. All right, let's dive into it. As some news over in Gainesville, as DJ Lagway currently in a walking boot as Florida gears up for their fall camp. This is from Zach Goodall, 24/7 Sports. Lagway dealing with a lower body injury that is being described as minor. Specifics of the injury not detailed. One report saying it's not of long-term concern. I did see a few other people saying it's a calf injury, a very minor calf injury, so they're just being overly precautious. But Billy Napier's squad hitting the practice field starting tomorrow, Wednesday. It is the second offseason injury that Lagway is dealing with. Of course, he dealt with that hurt shoulder throughout much of the spring where he was limited throwing. Did not throw at all during their spring practice, but resumed throwing in their summer activities. Of course, Lagway was at SEC Media Days earlier this month, joined us, walking around pretty good. But he did have the early exit in the loss to Georgia last year, missed the following week against Texas with a hamstring injury. And he's entering his first full season as Florida's starting quarterback. Now, again, all signs point here. I wouldn't say much ado about nothing. I mean, clearly it's something, but how concerning is it? Most Florida fans are being level-headed and saying, it's no big deal. He's going to be fine. I look at the schedule, too, and go, you open with Long Island University. In a perfect world, you want DJ out there running the offense, getting some confidence, getting his legs under him and all that. But if, for some reason, he was not ready to go for that game, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Week 2 against South Florida is a little bit of a tougher test against a game Florida should win, but South Florida has been a much improved team under Alex Golesh. And then week 3, you're at LSU. And that's when you really got to have DJ Lagway 100% healthy and ready to go. Now, the quarterback depth chart for Florida, I'm not a big fan of. Harrison Bailey comes in as their backup. Of course, the guy who spent a couple years at Tennessee, spent a season at UNLV, spent the last 2 years at Louisville. He's okay. He's thrown 10 career touchdowns in his 5 years of college football. This will be his 6th season of college football. And he's the primary backup for Florida. And, of course, they have Aiden Warner still, the guy who, got some playing time last year. And it was, I don't know if I call it a disaster, but it was pretty bad. And he's the transfer from Yale that's hanging around. Then they've got a guy, Clay Millen. They got a freshman in Tramel Jones. So I just don't like the options behind them. Look, if DJ Lagway is healthy, Florida is a problem. I mean, they are going to be a really good team. And, how many wins as a result in, we'll see. But if Lagway were to miss any time, I don't have the most confidence in Harrison Bailey or Aiden Warner. So, again, not a big concern right now. They're not playing a game right now. But like we said, that opener against Long Island is a month from tomorrow. So take it for what you will. But, again, clearly something we'll be tracking and watching. The health of DJ Lagway, very important to the success of Florida this upcoming season. All right, a few other notes on the Gators. Their cornerback, Dejon Johnson, is reportedly not going to face charges after being arrested in May following a traffic stop in his hometown of Tampa. His attorney shared the news with On3, so that they will take no further action regarding the incident. He originally faced 4 charges: possession of a controlled substance, possession of a firearm, possession of cannabis, and resisting without violence. So, he's a junior, played in 25 games over the past 2 seasons, made his first career start in the loss to Georgia, returned to the starting lineup for the final 4 games of the season. Those games that Florida won when they beat LSU, Ole Miss, Florida State, and Tulane. So Dejon Johnson, they need to have him back out there. Another guy Rejoining the roster, according to Zach Goodall, 24/7 Sports, veteran DB Asa Turner will be a member for the Gators this year. Played for Washington from 2013 to 2014, transferred to Florida prior to the 24 season. It was his sixth year of college football. Only appeared briefly in week 1 against Miami before he suffered a season-ending injury. In March, he learned the NCAA granted him a 7th year of eligibility. So with that extra year of eligibility, Billy Napier saying, I think his role in our team and his health is a little bit to be determined, but I think in general, it's a good thing for him. Goodall notes that Turner was not listed in an internal Florida roster on July 1st. So we will see what his role is this year if he ends up out on the active roster for the start of the year. But per Goodall, it's not currently clear if he'll be on scholarship for this season. All right, how about over at Mizzou? They got a little bit of a quarterback battle going on. Bo Pribula, the transfer from Penn State, speaking to the media this week and said he wanted to stay through the run at Penn State, but how the transfer portal was set up, had to make the decision to leave. Decided to transfer to Mizzou in large part because he would be able to compete for the job with Brady Cook graduating and Pribula battling for the starting spot, according to Eli Drinkwitz. Pribula saying, I think just taking things one day at a time, being the best that you can be. Of course, it is always iron sharpens iron to some degree. At the same time, it is really competing against yourself. If you just compare yourself to other people, it isn't going to get you as far as trying to be the best version of yourself. Now, at Penn State, Pribula played sparingly. Drew Allar was the starter there, but Pribula showed dual threat, his legs, his arm, and he is the prohibitive favorite, expected to be the starter. Now, on the other side, Sam Horn, the other guy battling him for the starting job, signed a baseball deal with the Los Angeles Dodgers. MLB.com revealing Sunday evening that he signed with the Dodgers after being selected in the 17th round and getting just under $500,000. Obviously, that is way above slot money for the 17th round. Horn entering his 4th year at Mizzou. It sounds like it was kind of agreed upon that, okay, he's going to sign with the Dodgers, but he's going to stick it out and play one more year of college football. Eli Drinkwitz even tweeted out, let's play ball. So, it sounds like Sam Horn is going to stick it out and see if he wins the starting job, but not likely at this point. Probably Pribula's job. Eli Drinkwitz, so telling the media, watch out for the true freshman Matt Zollers. He even said Zollers is not out of it yet. He's going to have to really come on in the fall, but it's not unheard of. So, Drink doing his best to say this thing is still very much wide open. Now, as for Eli Drinkwitz, they're going to have some weapons. Was watching some film on a kid named Donovan Olubade, I guess is how you say it. Olugbode. He is a freshman coming in, 6'2", 207 pounds. And Drinkett said a couple weeks ago, been impressed with our freshman. Donovan has really stood out in a big way, big time catch radius. So have been told by several people that's a guy to watch. And of course, they're bringing in the transfer Kevin Coleman, returners Marquise Johnson and Joshua Manning, taking the bulk of the reps. But watch Donovan Olubade there at wide receiver for Mizzou. And one other note here, South Carolina adding former ACC head coach and SEC assistant Jeff Collins to their staff. South Carolina announcing that. The 54-year-old Collins heads to Columbia from the ACC. Last year, he was the defensive coordinator at North Carolina. Prior to that, he was the head coach at Georgia Tech from 2019 through 2022. So good pickup there for Shane Beamer and company. And our buddy Chris Marler putting together a graphic of the odds from latest one of the sports books out there saying that who will be the first SEC coach fired. Brent Venables, they actually have slotted as the favorite at plus 600, followed by Sam Pittman at plus 700, Hugh Freeze at plus 800, and Billy Napier at plus 1,200. Mark Stoops at plus 2,000. So, again, we'll see if anybody actually does get fired this year, but they've got Brent Venables pinned as the odds-on favorite to be the first SEC coach fired. And there you have it. That is the latest news going on around the conference. When we return, we will bring you our conversation from SEC Media Days with Mr. College Football, Tony Barnhart. He got ill last year, missed SEC Media Days, so it was great to have him back healthy this year. Looks great. And his 50th year, entering his 50th year of covering college football. And he's got a project he's working on around that. So we'll talk to him about that coming up next. Thank you guys for making Locked On SEC your first listen every day. Hey, it's time to fuel up and turn it up with 5-Hour Energy Transfusion. It brings the bold grape, ginger, and lime flavor of your favorite golf drink, minus the alcohol, into a quick, energizing shot. Whether you're sinking birdies or just making memories with friends, it is a hole-in-one for your energy game. Let's be honest, some days on the golf course or off it, you just need that extra boost, that pick-me-up to stay sharp and energized. Again, it is one of those things that you're out there sometimes and you just get tired, you get drained. And golf is all about good times and good people and good flavors, of course. And the grape, ginger, lime flavor is going to give you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without chasing down the beverage cart. If you go to 5-Hour Energy today, that is the number 5hourenergy.com. You can use our promo code LOCKEDONGOLF to receive 20% off your order. The offer is only valid until September 30th. On one order, cannot be used with other promotions. Code is not good on any other subscription orders. Whether you're meeting up with friends or trying to turn 18 holes into 36, get the energizing boost you need to power through. Order transfusion flavored 5-Hour Energy shots today. Run along here from SEC Media Days, and always a treat when we could sit down with Mr. College Football. He is the great Tony Barnhart. Tony, we missed you last year. Welcome back. Good to have you, man. And I could not believe when I saw it. 50 years covering college football. My goodness.
I know. I when I told my mom's 92 years old, feisty as ever, and I told her what my plans were, and I said, Mom, I've been doing this for 50 years. And she said, looked at me and said, 50 years, that's a nice round number. And so my mom's on board, my wife's on board. We're excited. We're going to be doing a sort of a last tour around the SEC, get to as many campuses as I can, and when this season is over, I'm going to turn that into a book. So
that's awesome,
and be published by UGA Press. We're excited. It's going to be fun.
Well, you got one sale here. I'm definitely going to buy it. Let's talk a little bit about college football, particularly the SEC Media Days. I've been interviewing you every year. I mean, over a decade now, it feels like. So it has been over a decade coming here. So looking at the landscape of the SEC this year, I mean, it does feel a little bit, I hate using the word wide open, but It feels like it's anybody's conference.
No, it absolutely is, and here's why. Well, a year ago, the SEC had a lot of really good teams, but really didn't have a great team.
Right.
And so, at the end of the year, I mean, South Carolina's playing as well as anybody. They didn't get in. Alabama, they probably could have gotten in, but they didn't. So so I think this year will be exactly the same. I don't see a great team on that list. Now things may develop. Archie Manning may be the biggest thing we've ever seen in our lives. We don't know, but I think right now there are a lot of really good teams, which makes for good competition because you never know. Oh, I don't know. Vanderbilt might beat Alabama. No, that would never happen, would it? No. Oklahoma might beat Alabama. That would never happen. So yeah, it is. You're right. You use the right words. It is wide open.
Did that had to rank up there? Watching what Vanderbilt did to Alabama. I mean, was that one of the 10 greatest upsets you can remember?
Oh, gotta be. And the thing about it is, Vanderbilt. It wasn't smoke and mirrors. They were doing it. They were handling Alabama physically, and they never figured out what to do with Pavia, and he ran the ball and made plays and all that. So that's and it's great for the game. When that stuff like happens, it's great for the game, and it again proves what I've said. Big Ten, SEC, Big Ten, SEC. Look, 1 through 6 in the SEC and Big Ten. Okay, pretty much. You start getting 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 those. There's no comparison, the quality of teams there. So, great.
I love hyperbole, and I had a friend who asked me, Georgia wins back-to-back national championships, and now 2 straight years of not winning one. What's wrong with Kirby and the Bulldogs?
It's horrible. It's funny, my Georgia friends last year were all complaining about this, that, and the other, and I said, wait, let me get this straight. First of all, you won 13 games. Second of all, you beat Texas not once but twice.
Right.
You won the Southeastern Conference Championship, and you made it to deep into the college football playoff. Call me crazy, but that sounds like a pretty good year to me. So, and Georgia's going to be good. Texas and Georgia are the 2 most talented teams in this conference. Not by much.
Yeah.
But they are, and I'm expecting them to play in Atlanta unless something unforeseen happens.
What's the realistic expectation for Gunnar Stockton? Because Carson Beck had all the accolades,
Yeah.
everything, and obviously the turnovers were a bit too much last year. But I hate to use game manager, but it feels like Gunnar just has to be that, right?
Gunnar Stockton's going to be just fine, okay? He doesn't have the arm talent of a Beck, and I understand all that. But I learned this a long time ago from Nick Saban. He said, if you're not sure who your starting quarterback is, just go to the locker room. The players will tell you who the best quarterback is.
Yeah.
And that's the case with Gunnar Stockton. They got this guy's back, and they are not going to let him fail. I'm more concerned for Georgia. I'm more concerned about the fact that Georgia has not had a 1,000-yard rusher since 2019.
Wow.
I'm concerned that they finished next to last in the SEC in rushing. I'm concerned about the fact that they led the nation in drop passes with 36. How would you like to have that distinction, okay? And so I think those are the things, and they've addressed all those things. The wide receiver room, they have fixed with a couple of big-time transfers, which they'll be fine there. Offensive line needs to be better. They need to be able to run the ball with the lead in the fourth quarter. They were not able to do that, and that's how you get beat.
Yeah, and well, look, Nate Frazier, I'm excited about. True freshman last year, looks the real deal.
And I think the kid from Illinois is
yep.
going to be. He was their leading rusher. I had like 700 yards, something like that. But they finally got some depth, and I think they've had talent at the offensive line. It's just going to evolve.
I've had a friend. Look, you bring back Garrett Nussmeier at LSU, 4,000-yard passer. He's got skins on the wall. But I had a friend at LSU say, I don't want to say it, but there's hints of 2019. And I said, all right, well, 2019 was the greatest season ever, so get over that. But the parallel, Joe Burrow in 18 takes a huge leap in 19, Heisman Trophy winner. Jaden Daniels, very nice player in 22, takes a huge leap in 23, Heisman Trophy winner. Garrett Nussmeier, 2024, was nice player. Does he take that massive leap in 25?
The key is this. Well, first of all, the guy's an NFL quarterback. He's got an NFL arm. Grew up in the family business. He understands passed for 4,000 yards. How many guys pass for 4,000 yards?
Yeah.
So, but 12 interceptions. If he's going to take the next step, he's got to get that number much smaller than that, because that's what kills you, is not protecting the football.
Yeah, and obviously LSU's defense has not been the greatest the last few
Well,
years.
but here's I talked to Brian Kelly about this. They said the honest answer is 2 years ago his defense was awful. They got a little bit better last year, got stronger, more physical in the portal. They expect to take another step this year. If they do, they don't have to be great on defense. They just have to not be awful.
Yeah.
And that's the key.
Yeah, and the other one is they added pieces through the portal. You can add pieces through the portal, but adding key starters, quality starters through the portal is what they've done.
By the way, you got to go to Clemson to open the season.
Yeah,
just thought I'd mention that.
Yeah, and they're quietly a preseason top 10 team, so no one said it would be easy. Archie Manning. First off, it's got to be odd for you from just seeing all the Mannings over the years. I mean, it certainly makes you look at, God, how old am I? But
I know. I saw the granddad, Archie, who's a dear friend. I saw him play in Sanford Stadium in 1970. So so I've seen all of them.
But being around it, I've had the chance to talk to him a couple times. I mean, the kid is mature beyond his years. He says all the right things. He's been brought up the right way. And he's a pretty damn good football player. You know, people ask me all the time, if he was Archie Davis, would he get this much attention? Probably not. But he still is a pretty damn good football player. And the attention of being a Manning, it's just going to follow you wherever you go. But I like the kid. I think he's going to be good.
I think he's going to be really good. And think about it is, you think about, well, no pressure. I mean, no pressure. I mean, first of all, you got to look at the family name. That's number one.
Right.
Number two, people are already saying you're going to win the Heisman Trophy. You started a grand total of 2 games. And you're supposed to lead your team to a national championship. So really no pressure. But if anybody can handle it, it is Arch Manning, because he's grown up, again, another guy who's grown up in the family business and knows the deal. So I think he's going to be a great player. And by the way, he's got a pretty good play caller.
Yeah,
pulling the plays.
Yeah,
so.
and that's the thing for Sark is 2 straight years of playoff semifinals. Did they take that next step? Don't be always the bridesmaid, never the bride, right?
But just I always believe if you keep getting to the national semifinals, you're going to get there. That kind of consistent, and Texas can absolutely do that.
Keep knocking on that door. who in the SEC do you think we're not talking enough about that could be really good this year?
Yeah, I'm so befuddled about Auburn. I don't know what to expect there. What's going to happen with Tennessee, with Joey Aguilar as their quarterback instead of Rico and Nico? I don't know. I think Tennessee might be there.
Heupel's track record with quarterbacks is pretty good.
Well, two things. Heupel's track record with quarterbacks, I think, and Aguilar will be a much better quarterback with Heupel, under Heupel. But here's the other thing. Tennessee was in the playoffs last year, not because of their offense, which was good. They were there because of the defense.
Yeah.
And Tim Banks is back. He could have gone to the NFL. He is back, and they've got the talent. So Tennessee's going to be in every single game because of that defense. Now, can they win enough of them to get to the playoffs? We'll see.
Unfortunately, the way the season ended, I think Ohio State just scored again on them. That was a rough way to go out. But hey, they were the eventual national champion.
Right.
So we digress. When I look around the conference, there are a ton of what ifs. I saw footage of Zach Calzada at Kentucky throwing bombs, and I'm going, wait, we forgot about Kentucky. Could be a fly in the ointment.
You mean Zach Calzada in his 7th year of college football?
But him and then Blake Shapen at Mississippi State, they were bad last year, but he's back healthy, and that's a guy who threw for a ton of yards at Baylor. I just top to bottom, I kind of go who's the cellar dweller here? Yeah, well,
I think Kentucky, after what Kentucky went through last year, they need to bounce back. Well, they're going to go back to their roots. They're going to run the ball and not demand the quarterback do too much. I think that's a one. What's going to happen in Arkansas? You can't. Everybody loves Sam Pittman. My wife loves Sam Pittman. Okay, well, she met him at one of the SEC functions. But you can't go 4-8.
Yeah.
You can't go 4-8 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
And so I'm concerned about that for them. But I will say this: our buddy Bobby Petrino did one of the great coaching jobs ever by taking Taylon Green, the transfer, and molding him into that offense.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
And that's another what if. What if he gets better? Does that make them dangerous?
Yeah.
So that'll certainly be something to watch. Of course, always great work with the Dodd Trophy. Talk to us about what you got going on with them.
Well, I've been a member of the Bobby Dodd Trophy board of directors for 15 years now, and they asked me to come and speak to the media about the Dodd Trophy. It's a lot of great Coach of the Year awards, a lot of great ones. The Dodd Trophy is different in this respect. It's the fact that it's a situation where it's not only wins and losses. It's about scholarship, leadership, and integrity, which are the three pillars of the award. I'll give you a perfect example. Last year, a lot of great coaches of the year. Coach at Indiana did an incredible job, a lot of great coaches. But our selection was Marcus Freeman, the head coach at Notre Dame, not only for what they've done on the field, which is impressive, but what they've done from an academic standpoint, a community service standpoint, and all those issues. And very, very impressive. And so the other thing that makes the award unique is that we go to the campus of the winner to present the award in person in front of his family, in front of his staff, and all that, and they're a big part of it. And we had a great trip to Notre Dame. So the Dodd Trophy, scholarship, leadership, integrity, it is a big part of it, and I'm very proud to lend my name to it.
I've never been up there. Is that your first time in South Bend?
No, I've been to Notre Dame a bunch over the course of.
Oh, that's right. George has played up there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I need to get up there. Is it overrated? Touchdown Jesus?
No, it's great.
It's great.
It's great when you walk up there and see touchdown. I showed some friends touchdown Jesus what it was like, but I will never forget being there in 2017 when Georgia went there, and I told one of my Notre Dame friends, I said, "You're not going to believe what happened when Georgia gets here. You're not going to believe." He said, "Oh no, we host all these schools all the time. We have Nebraska and Michigan and all that." I said, "Trust me, it's going to be different," and it was. Half the stadium was red. And when I saw my buddy, when it was my Notre Dame buddy, he said, "Man, you were right. These people invaded us."
Yeah.
But they were so nice. They were so nice.
I think they play Arkansas and A&M this year.
That's right.
A little bit of a double dip there. But I don't like Notre Dame, but I met Marcus Freeman. He's so damn likable.
Very likable.
Can't not like that guy. So
very likable.
He is Mr. College Football, of course, Tony Barnhart. We will be looking for that book, my friend. I'll pre-order it now if you take my Venmo or something.
Well, if all goes well, we're looking at the fall or late part of 2026 because I'm collecting notes on my stops this spring and summer. And then when the season's over, I'm going to jump in feet first and finish it off. So.
Awesome. We love it. We missed you last year. Great to have you back, and always appreciate the time.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thanks again to Tony Barnhart, Mr. College Football. Always appreciate him joining us, and always good to talk all things college football with him. Thank you guys for making Locked On SEC your first listen every day. And look, we still got some more great content that we are going to bring you over these next couple from SEC Media Days. We'll also have a schedule to stop by the next couple of weeks. Bobby Humphrey, the former Alabama great running back, he is going to join us to talk about a film that his son Marlon Humphrey has got going on, celebrating all the championships and everything at the history of Alabama football. We'll also catch up with Coach Scott Cochran, of course, the longtime Alabama and Georgia assistant coach. He is now head coach himself. He's got a new book coming out, so we're going to talk with Scott Cochran, and then some great interviews from SEC Media Days that we still need to bring you, including Danny Werfel, Connor O'Gara, Paul Feinbaum, Paul Martin, the guy who helped to put together this Netflix series on the SEC that comes out next week. So we got plenty of great content. Keep it locked right here to Locked On SEC. Subscribe if you haven't, our YouTube page, or wherever you get your podcast, and you'll get all the latest episodes when they are released 5 days a week. I'm Chris Gordy. This has been Locked On SEC. Have a great day, everybody. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. And hey, for your second listen, check out our buddy Brian Smith. He's got the Portal Show, talking all the latest on the college football landscape of recruiting, portal, everything else. That is the Portal with Brian Smith. This is Chris Gordy, Locked On SEC. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Locked On SEC, your daily podcast on the Southeastern Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.